a story that's a little not... It's a lot not fun, but it has an important message. I've got hitsuguya and Riviera with me, pretty much co-hosts at this point. Some people think we live together. We don't, though that'd be kick-ass. I would just have to hide all my dice because they're both dice goblins.
Yeah.
So...
For DMs, what do you expect?
So, I'm just gonna run around here and while I tell the story. I've had the privilege of meeting several Tuilpa throughout my journey. You guys already know Sarg and I are a Tuilpa and her host, or a host and his Tuilpa. Whichever you want to put in front, we don't really give a shit. Throughout the course of meeting all of these different Tuilpa and meeting, you know, seeing what they go through, I've really come to the point where there are some things I do have to say because I find it unfair that some people think this way. And I, by no means am I trying to change minds, I'm just trying to let people know this is how it is sometimes. So, if you're not in the mood for more feel-intense video, click off now, and I'm sure there's something on either my channel or either one of Hitsuguya's or Riviera's channels you can watch. They're both amazing YouTubers and need more subs because they deserve way more than what they have.
Aww. I'm a fucking asshole. I don't give good content. I'm very lying to these people. I think the best content I gave was when I was playing GTA with Sean and with Sarg and Kyle, and Kyle rear-ended a tractor and sent it into an overpass.
How did the YouTube
That was
career?
hilarious.
How did your YouTube career? Overpass tractor. So. Definitely not the time, Mr. Gargoyle. I need to run. Now, Machin was unique among Tuilpa, as he kind of just wanted to stick around phase round 3, I think. He was a late 3, if not an early 4. So he had some abilities that at the time I didn't. And he's sort of the one who taught me how to go into the astral plane. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be a little less jokey about some things, and that's just because this is a very good friend of mine. Machin and his host, ironically, I didn't know his host that well, so I don't actually remember his host's name, and I feel like a bitch.
We're getting close, I'm sure
But
of it.
It'd be like that sometimes. Machin was, again, like I said, the one who taught me how to go astral, or at least go into the astral plane in a more, not a permanent way, but a more stable way. And so, I didn't know Hitsuguya and Riviera very well at this time, so I didn't really tell them this was going on. But you guys actually were around when this was happening, just so you're aware.
This has to be it. I knew she was deep into necromancy. I mean,
So, one day, Machin's host
set up like this.
came to me and he was like, hey,
Look at all this. She must have spent years collecting these components.
I just want to let you know
What's this thing?
that basically
sure
you're
about
not going to
this
see
circle,
Machin
but
for a
it's
while because
obviously
we have to take
the
this
same
medicine.
thing.
We'll find a way out of it, but we have to do it for now. And I was like, well, what does the medicine do? And he goes, I don't know, but I also don't really have a choice because if I want to go into the military, I've got to do this, and this goes on. And when he says this, I'm like, I kind of zoned out because I'm thinking like, well, what's going to happen to my friend? Why, you know, why now? Why this?
I remember she used to keep a small journal. See if you can dig it up.
And Sarana, I'm going over here so I can just kind of chat with the audience. You can go look for your mother's book. You probably know where it is. When the first month was really the hardest because even when his host was in control, I could still see some small things. I guess they were left over from Machin. Because whatever this medicine did, it completely, like, it snuffed him out. He just, I don't know if he still existed somewhere in his host's mind and he was basically trapped. Or I don't know if he just ceased existing. Tuilpa aren't like people. We tend to be a lot more durable. And so if and when one of us dies, it hits really hard. I still miss him, and I just wanted to say something because I wanted to let these two know that this is kind of a part of, I guess, his story and by extension my story that I didn't tell. And I also didn't really involve them because, again, no offense to you guys, at the time I didn't know them very well.
I mean, fair.
The reason why this comes up and the reason why I'm telling you all this now is because of 3 reasons. I found out that Machin's host took his own life.
Oh my god.
Because Tuilpa and Tuilpa host normally have an extremely close bond. And sometimes when that bond is severed through means like this, it's too much for the host or the Tuilpa to take. Machin and his host were a lot like Sarg and I in that Machin's host always emphasized Machin finding out who he was. Finding out, like, you know, what his likes were, what his dislikes were. It really was awesome seeing that from an outside perspective. And Machin isn't the only reason. There are a lot of reasons I decided to make my own half of this channel. But a lot of the reasons come back to letting people know what Tuilpa go through that is different from everyone else. The good and the bad. I've heard and seen some comments of why don't you and Sarge switch on video. Part of it is we like to keep our story separate, so when we let you guys know about serious topics like this, you get a concise message. And the other part of it isn't relevant for this story. the other reason is this is sort of my goodbye to Machin in a way, so that somewhere on this vast ocean we call an internet, his story's still out here. It's very, very unusual, to say the least, to see a Tuilpa and a Tuilpa host separated. So when this happened, we kept up with his host for as long as we could, but he moved away. And, well,
when did you find out?
I found out about Machin's host taking his own life, roughly at the, I'm not gonna say at the very start of this pandemic, but at the start of like the 2020 buttfuck of this pandemic, so like November. I don't really know all the reasons, and I'm not sitting here saying this is the only reason, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty big part of it. And if you have a Tuilpa and a Tuilpa host in your friend circle, in your family, if you don't feel comfortable talking to one of them, make it known, but don't do stuff like this. I don't know how to describe it. I know you guys are used to seeing me like all jumping around and happy, bubbly, and my videos will go back to being that. It's not going to always be like this, but this is a more serious topic, and I think it needs a more serious tone. To Hitsuguya and Riviera, the other reason why I actually wanted you guys, specifically you guys in this video, is because I wanted to kind of give you guys little shout outs, if you will. Because these two have been like MVP for Sarg and I, and everything that's been going on, not only with COVID, not only with everything, but the fact that Sarg had a pretty bad he was in a pretty bad spot when these two came along him, and literally they just yanked him out of it. It was like, nope, you're ours now, don't worry about agreeing or disagreeing, you have no choice.
I mean, yeah, I can't defend that. You can't. We're like winter in Ohio. We always come back. And stay longer than wanted. Yeah.
And so, cause I had one comment ask, well, why do you and Hitsuguya and Riviera seem just as close as Sarg in those two? Well, it's because if I can speak from my perspective, we are. I don't see these two as Sarge's friends. I did at first, but they're not that anymore. They're not
this
even our friends.
This bitch be my sister, and if any of y'all hurt her, I come and cut you.
Thanks. Sames. Well, I'll send Sarge to do it. He doesn't
Sweetie,
trust...
you couldn't cut a fly.
He doesn't trust me to run with a knife.
I don't trust you to run with a knife. I barely trust you to hold a knife.
And if you all are thinking that's a lie...
I at least trust you with a knife more than I trust your wife with a, that food thing in the starship.
Okay, so... just to kind of... I'm not saying lighten the mood, but just to kind of sort of lighten the mood. What she's talking about is... oh boy, talk about an emotional roller coaster on this video. Oh shit, I've never mentioned this before. Okay. Oops. So, there's gonna be a Tuilpa wedding. That's a thing. And if any of you guys want to astral project...
extras. Sorry, I had to. I've been channeling Bakugo all day.
Okay, but if you guys want to astral project to the wedding, it'll be... Do they know where Ohio is?
I'm sure they can find it on a map. I'm not in their head, so I don't know. But it's at the Greater Ohio Convention Center on the roof.
It's literally... Ohio's literally corn and construction.
Cows. Construction.
If I can go on a whole other tangent, Ohio culture is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You got
in Ohio, us
cowboys
Ohioans,
you got cowboys that want to be
all
gangsters, you got gangsters that want to be cowboys, and somewhere in the middle you got my host.
Oh, please. He's live action Justin McCree, and he can't even try and deny it. No, you can't. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'm not even gonna get on that. Anyway. I am almost positive you won't see this, but if by some chance you click on this video in the future, to Machin's family. I'm sorry for your loss, and no, I'm not blaming you or anything, or anyone involved in that scenario. That was a kind of a shit show for everybody involved. What I would say is just try to remember the best parts about him. And to the whole other thing, there will be a separate video detailing who Nexie is, why I'm getting married, and all that. Wow, that seems like a bombshell to leave.
Can we first explain why I say I trust you with a knife more than I trust her with that food processing machine?
Sure, you can tell that story if you want.
She set the bitch on fire! It makes food automatically. It's the fucking thing from Star Trek where you say, I want this, hit a button and it makes it, and the bitch set it on fire.
Oh, the bitch came back the very next day.
Well, don't get me wrong, I love Nexie, and she's absolutely adorable, and if you hurt my sister-in-law, I will crush you with the strength of 1,000 angry suns. However,
be warned, she will channel
set it on fire.
She will channel all of her inner Bakugo Pomeranian on you.
He is a Pomeranian. Nothing you can ever say or do will convince me otherwise. He's got the hair, he's got the inferiority and the superiority complex, and he barks more than he bites.
Till Serena's in a bedroom with him, then she bites more than he barks.
That being said, if he wants to come over and bite me, I'd be completely okay with that.
I wouldn't.
And why is that?
I don't like
That's just because you ship him and Serena, my OC.
No, I don't like getting bitten.
Oh. I do in the right context.
Y'all got me fucked up. Someone bites me, I'm gonna slap and be like, bitch, do I look like a Happy Meal?
Unless it's Nexie, and then you'll say, bitch, do I look like an apple? Hey!
That actual back and forth has happened. Please get the fuck out of my history.
Nah. I think I'm gonna stay longer.
So, to end this video...
Where the hell is my super glue? Because my sticker's coming off the back of my phone, and it's what's keeping my phone from looking, the back of my phone case from looking ugly from when I took off the pop socket because I didn't like where it was and it ripped off some of the fake leather. And now the pop socket and the sticker's coming off, so I have to super glue it back on.
Anyway, to end this video, just love your friends, love your family, and have a nice life. I'll see you on the next episode where, no, I am not doing my own version of Farm Simulator, arse kicking, whatever the fuck you called it, where you just dicked around for half an hour with different farming equipment and a train.
That reminds me, I have Farm Simulator. I should really do that. My own version of that. I got it like on a free download. Aha! Found the bitch! I found it. I got it on a free downloader. I also have Goat Simulator.
But
free download.
I have an idea for us. So, I know that you can play Far Cry 5, or I think you can play Far Cry 5 multiplayer.
I don't think I have that one.
I think that would be a good game for, if not all of us, at least me to do. I'll try to do a pistols only run.
Somehow I don't see that working out very well for you. If you told me you were doing a sniper only run, then I could see that working out just fine.
Well, I would say a rifles only run, but considering one of them's an automatic grenade launcher, Sarge told me I couldn't have it.
That's fair.
Anyway, goodbye, my friends.